How you doing? This is Brian and Sean from 2A Guys and Gear. Today we're going to be reviewing the Spectre 2 silencer.
Okay, so when you get your Spectre 2 suppressor, you're going to get a few things in your box. Obviously, you're going to get the suppressor itself. You've got a halfway decent carrying case for it, and then you've got a tool for disassembly. And then it also has a nice box, which actually is what I keep the suppressor in. It's just an easy way to, or easy place to put it all. And then I also keep a copy of my tax stamp in there as well. That way I know that there's always a copy of the tax stamp with the suppressor itself. So yeah, let's go into a few things about this.
I just wonder how long it took you to actually start to finish to get it. How long it, before you put your hands on the suppressor and what you had to go through.
Okay, so buying an NFA item is it's not a painful process. It's actually very, very easy. It's just you have to be patient. So I went up to the local gun shop that's a Class 3 dealer. I did all my paperwork. I paid my tax stamp. I paid for the suppressor. And I was there for probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know. It was quick. So I just had to fill out the ATF Form 4. And 9 months later, I got the phone call from the gun shop saying that my can was there. And I ran in. I went, and since I had everything already paid for, I had to go in and then get the NICS check done over the phone, and then I was out the door in another 30 minutes. So the time actually at the gun store was quick. It was just the 9 months between point A and point B. So from what I understand, that time has actually dropped down a little bit, so it's not as bad as it was. And especially if they do the e-file, which I don't know if that's up and running now or not, but that apparently drops the time down quite a bit too. But this is the SWR Spectre 2 is an excellent suppressor. It's all stainless steel. It's heavy duty, and it's very well made. So I'm sure these will last a lifetime.
What different calibers can you shoot out of that?
So I bought this mainly for my 22 long rifle, but it also does 22 mag, 17 HMR, and the 5.7. And I'm actually really excited about that because the AR, I think it's AR 57 is what it's called. Right. It's the new upper for the ARs, and it's the 5.7. So if this will fit on that too, that'll be an awesome combination.
Yeah, that would. We'd like to try that.
Yep, absolutely. So, and it's got the standard 1/2 by 28 thread, so it'll fit on a lot of different firearms. For example, my 2245 light. So, I mean, it threads right on here. It doesn't. It's. I don't remember how much it weighs, but it's not that heavy that it really throws the balance off. See if I can get it on there. Okay. So it shoots really well. And honestly, I think it looks great on this pistol as well. So yeah, it's an awesome can. Shoots well on both pistol and rifle. Shot it on my 1522. It's a little bit more quiet on the 1522 than it is here, I guess, because of the longer barrel. So, and it does obviously better with subsonic ammo than supersonic ammo. But we'll show you a test on that when we head out to the range. We'll shoot different ammos or different types of ammo.
So how many rounds can you put through that before you have to clean it?
Well, the website for SWR says anywhere between 50 and 200 rounds, and I guess the reason it's so low is because 22 ammo's generally lead round nose bullets, and it runs dirtier. But that seems like an awful, not a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot of rounds to go through it, because I mean you could shoot up 200 rounds or a 500 round brick in an afternoon like it's nothing.
Now is that a pain in the ass to clean, or? Not
really. So all you have to do to take it apart, pop out the end cap, use your tool that comes with it, pop out your end cap, the threads on it are long-winded, and then take it around the other side. Oops. Take it around the other side, use your tool again. This one's a little bit harder to pull out because it's got that O-ring on it. Pop this one out, and then you can just, the baffle stack is already falling out, but you can just push it out, and then, well, this one, you pop your baffles out. It's just an empty tube at that point, and then all you have to do is break your baffles apart. And sometimes they get stuck with the carbon buildup, especially with it being a 22. Just break them apart and clean it. So what I intend to do, I have not cleaned this one yet, is to take this and put it in our ultrasonic cleaner with some simple green and throw it in there and let it eat and see how it does. So, and it should clean up really well and hopefully pretty quick. Okay, so putting it back together is pretty simple. So you just take your stacks and you build it back together just like Legos. So you take your baffle, and they each have a notch in it, or a little keyway, whatever you want to call it. And all you have to do is make sure that you line those up and start building it together. And it's kind of a pain right now because it's dirty and it's full of carbon. So you just put it back together. Now the one thing that is important is your last baffle here. It's called your blast baffle, and it's indicated by a small dot that you can see on here. You put that one in as your last one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide it back in your tube. It doesn't matter which end of the tube it goes in because it's all the same. You slide it in. If I can get it in, it's all dirty. There we go. And then what you're going to do, the end that has the blast baffle on it, this end cap that's got the threaded part that goes on the gun, that has to go in and be mated to the blast baffle. So you're going to throw that in. Get it hand tight. Use your tool that was provided. You can get it on there. Tighten it down, and then you're just going to take this, make sure your baffle stack's pushed all the way back, which it is, and then thread this in. And once you thread that in, you're going to take your tool, use the center part of it, and just go right in the grooves, tighten it down. And that's it. So cleaning it should be a breeze, I hope, with that ultrasonic cleaner. So yeah, and then after that, you're ready to go again. You're back in business. Okay, so now we're going to go out to the range. We're going to run a few rounds through it with subsonic ammo and then supersonic ammo, and then we're also going to put it on a rifle and a pistol to see the difference in the noise. Okay guys, we're out here at the range now. I've got my Ruger 2245 light, got the can mounted on it. I've got my M&P 1522, it's threaded, ready to accept the can. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 magazines through the Ruger. I've got a magazine of subsonic ammo, the Remington subsonic ammo, and then a magazine of the Federal bulk pack, just for standard ammo. You just get at Walmart or wherever you can find it. So let's run that magazine through first and see how it does. That's great. You can hear the action working. You can hear the rounds impacting the berm. Now we're going with the Remington subsonic. And that was even quieter. Hopefully the camera picked that up. But I could hear the action cycling, hear the empty casings hitting the concrete, hear all the rounds impacting the berm. Now, let's make this safe. Now what we're going to do, this suppressor's hot, so I got an old oven mitt. See if we can get it off there. If not, no biggie. I'll just cut it. Yep, yeah, we're good. Let's see if I can hold it by the end here. Get that puppy off. And then we're going to take this brake off of here. I just had that hand tight. Ooh, yeah, that joker's warm. See if I can get the old oven mitt on there. There we go. Alright, here we go. Long-winded. Okay, now what we're going to do, I've got another 10 rounds of the Remington subsonic. We're going to shoot it through the M&P 1522. What I'm hoping is that this is going to be a little bit quieter because we have the longer barrel on it. So let's see how this does. Oh yeah. There you have it, man. That thing's quiet. It's so much quieter than the pistol. You can just hear the bolt in there slamming away. You hear the rounds impacting downrange, and you can hear all the brass hitting. That's great. So yeah, man, this Spectre 2, it's the hot ticket. So if you're going to get a suppressor, I highly recommend it. It's easy to take apart to clean. It runs great. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please subscribe. Okay, so now we're going to do a close-up of the internals on the suppressor itself. So as you can see, each of these baffles, they have that little notch in there. So what you're going to do when you reassemble this is you're going to take these 2 notches and you're going to stack them together so they're both lined up. Third one stacked right on top of there. And so on. Just keep stacking them. Now what you're going to do when you come to the end You're going to take your last one. Now this is your blast baffle, and as you can see at the top of that notch, and it's really hard to see because it's dirty, there's a little indentation there. So that indentation indicates that it's your blast baffle, so you're going to throw that one on top. Then what you're going to do, if I can do this without it falling apart, you're going to take it, slide it into your tube. And it's dirty, so it doesn't want to go in. And then the end that screws onto your muzzle is going to screw in first into that blast baffle. Screw it all the way in. Tighten it down with the wrench. Then what we're going to do, we're going to come around here and we're going to push on these baffles to make sure they're seated all the way in. So that probably just moved a good 1/2 of an inch. And it's going to be seated against that end cap. Now we're going to take this end, we're going to thread it all the way in. Take the tool, tighten it down, and that's it. We're back in business.